I want to welcome you to the Truth Tribe. Thank you. I'm Dawn Thompson, and thank you guys for being here. Remember, as always, you are perfect exactly where you are right now, in this now moment, with exactly whatever you're experiencing, and that I love you very much, and I'm always sending you pink hearts. Tonight's topic has been asked about for over a week. So I thought, you know what, we're going to go in and get into this a little bit and how to help you. I always try to make what you can't see so you can see it, just so it's a little bit easier and more tangible to swallow and digest. Okay, so that's typically my goal. Your emotion genes are tricking you. That's what tonight's topic is. So tonight I'm going to start a little bit backwards, when normally I start with the planetary updates at the end of the call to match the topic that we're discussing, right? And I'm going to still cover them, at length a little bit, but I want you all to understand that Mercury retrograde is actually going out of, it's going to station tomorrow, and Wednesday it's going to start moving back, okay, in its retrograde motion, which means it's going backwards. What I'm trying to say is, it's been happening for a few days already. Everybody's been feeling it, right, for the last week, as well as several other planets that are going retrograde within the next weeks, which means we're in a shadow window. So you're already feeling it. Okay. So we're going to talk more about it at the end, but you're not just feeling communication technology glitches, which is typical Mercury fashion, right? You're feeling thoughts. You're feeling your thoughts go backward. You're feeling memories go backwards. It's like, as much as you want to run from the past, it's like now going into slow-mo mode, right? 3 things that I've repeated probably ad nauseum, but I'm going to keep bringing them up, okay? That you are in like kind of Dolby sound right now, all these things coming up. Your emotional genes are coming up. The 2 earths, right? Old earth and new earth, and lighthouse moments. Okay, that you're a lighthouse. I call you lighthouses just so you can understand how to live a little bit more peacefully. Okay, so as hard as this is to believe, many of you think that many of your thoughts are just you and you got to work through it. They are not your thoughts. With 8 planets, remember, the planets aren't doing anything to you. The planets are just holographic images of energy of another universe, another planet, another energy that are matching us. Okay, we match the universe, the galaxy, the people, the experiences, they match us. Okay, 8 planets going into retrograde are causing you to feel, think, and believe things that aren't yours. Okay, everybody close your eyes for a second, just for a moment. Close your eyes. Okay, I want you to think of something right now that is the most irritating thought or voice, right, that you keep replaying in your mind lately. Okay, are you arguing with someone? Are you pleading your case in your head with another? Are you trying to understand it? Like, you're just so frustrated with this thing, this person, this experience, your specific thing in your body, whatever it is. Okay, and you keep replaying this thought over and over and over, trying to validate yourself. Okay, and so I want everybody open your eyes. Everybody doing this? We're doing this over and over, ruminating bullshit. Okay, the voice in your head, okay, the shadow beast, is criticizing you, controlling you. The shadow beast I teach, it's in my Balls book, it's in my I Deserve It Academy course on my website. Those of you who've done private coaching with me, you know your shadow beast, okay? But the shadow aspect of you, your ego, is that voice in your head controlling you and keeping you in this small cage of repeated trauma. It's not yours. This is the best description I can share on seeing that there is no time and space. It's all from everything that's already happened, okay? So where it's all in you, where you can see generations of trauma and insecurities and emotions, they're all playing in your thoughts that have come for you to cut. So right now, for you to cut. So many say, oh my gosh, should be better by now. I've done so much work. I've cut out all this out of my life. family trauma. You guys, family trauma are lifetimes of emotions that are present and accounted for right now. Okay. This is past lives playing right now in HD stereo for you. Okay. This is what's happening. Okay. You all on this call, all of you who have been in my calls ongoing, when you listen to this, when you're going to listen to it on the podcast, whatever you're going to listen to live later, I've shared this with you so much. You are the chain cutters because you are warriors and you are lighthouses. And most of you don't want to be the fucking lighthouse, do you? You don't want to be the warrior for everybody else. I'm telling you, you're not doing it for everybody else. You're doing it for you. Right? I've shared with you that you have all incarnated at this time in history to end traumatic repetition from thousands of generations. I'm not just talking about mom's mom, or dad and dad's dad. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about thousands of years. Okay. Thousands of generations. And so this can be referred to as memories, beliefs, paradigms. And if you want the scientific description, okay, it's called epigenetics. Okay. Epigenetics refers to the epigene, or the higher emotional gene of the person that they're experiencing, meaning you carry the emotions, the beliefs, and the trauma that your ancestors and your family and your relationships and generations have carried in their energy field for thousands and thousands of years. Okay. So now all of you are waking up to the realization that you're a warrior. And that you no longer need to, because this is not who you are. You're feeling the chain cutting effects. And that's why all of you are getting, I've been doing it. We're all getting frustrated right now. Okay. So generations of past trauma, epigenetics, okay, that they aren't yours. And you're the warrior that said, I can do this because you can, that chose to come because you're strong enough to cut it. Okay, so these thoughts that you're having aren't yours, but you learn them so you could be awake to the choice to say no more now. Okay, and so these thoughts that you're having, right, you've got to start paying attention to them and think, is this mine? Is this what I really want? I've shared with you in like several truth tribes how relationships are pulling apart. All relationships in many versions. Doesn't have to be a love affair. But anything your relationship with that you love or you want, okay? You're in a relationship with everything. People, places, things, thoughts, truth, right? And you believe the people and the things in your reality are more important to describe your GPS of where you should go and not your truth. That's what we've been taught. Trust the people, trust the things, trust what you're told, trust them. And now you're all been let down and you're pissed off. And this is where it gets good. Okay, so here's the thing. All of you have one thing that I brought this up on an Instagram live this week, and I'm reiterating it a little bit. You all have one thing that you are driven to achieve. Okay, you set career goals, you set fitness goals, you set nutrition goals. This is the big one. You set travel goals with such intention. Right, I'm picking places I want to go. Italy, the Maldives, the Galapagos Islands, wherever. They're beautiful places, right? You set such intention to get to these places, and you make them so beautiful and so non-negotiable and so set out in the future, 6 months, 8 months down the road, okay? But then when you're offered tools and suggestions on setting relationship goals and visions and emotional truths for yourself, y'all act like dummies, right? Which none of you are, since you are wise lighthouses with simply just your lights off. Like you have no clue what to do with this one, but you totally know how to get to Italy. That's why I think this is funny. You totally know how to work out when you want to get ready for a trip. You totally know how to change your diet if you know, yeah, probably McDonald's is my best bet. You know what to do. All the success in the world, my friends, hear me please, won't give you the high that connection, intimacy, and growth will give you by being present right now to see yourself and what you hear in your head is not you, but a lineage of voices. I hope you heard what I just said. It is not you. It is a lineage of ancestral lines that are so far back of their voices. Okay. And I laugh because this is the whole core of why I made a relationship toolbox, specifically for this reason, to help you lay out an emotional relationship plan. Okay. So that you're aware of you, your inner voice that says, this is a bunch of bullshit because this is what I am. It's total bullshit. It's not true. That's not who I am. That's just what I learned. It's not about showing you if you're good or you're bad or you're wrong. I'm a better partner than you. You owe me. I made it to help you all open up your own mind and say, what do I need to know about myself? So I can share myself with my partner. I can tell them, this is who I am. And if you refuse to invest time in your own lineage of beliefs, you will feel chaos right now. Okay? Do something to reset your plan today. Write it down. If you don't want to do my toolbox, I just shared that because I made it so pretty and ready to go digitally. Nope. But then I say, okay, you're going to get that. You're going to be like, well, I don't have time. Do you have time to get a napkin? Go get a napkin. Get a piece of paper and get a napkin and freaking write it down on a napkin. Get a piece of paper, write down, this is my plan to be more connected to myself so I can connect truth to my partner, to my relationships, whatever they are. What are my patterns? What are your patterns and what is your plan to get out of it? Right? Because if you commit to grow bigger, expand your life, grow your emotional confidence, all the rest of the world will increase. All the rest of your world, all the rest of your reality will increase tenfold. Okay? Because everything that you're looking at right now is your emotional barometer of how much you've unpacked from the history behind you. So you can look at every generation, every time and space, right up to the last conversation that you had with a parent, a family member, a child, or a cashier at the damn grocery store. Okay? This is an emotional memory that's triggering you to wake the fuck up. Okay? You did not come here to be a slave. You learned how to be a slave, right? To something that you are not, and you will never be. But when you're repeating this emotional cycle of energy trauma and it's in you, it's going to stay in you until you see it and cut it. So most people don't want to look at their parents and they're like, but I love my parents. I love my parents too, but there's some shit I don't want to repeat. I don't have to be mad at them. I don't judge them. I don't even think down on them. That sucks. They didn't have anything we have now. Can you imagine their parents and their parents' parents? And so limited. You have this ability to see it and own it and cut it and light up the path. It's such insanity that we're doing this. And it's time to stop looking at people, what they've done to you generationally, culturally, collectively, unconsciously. It's such bullshit that you're believing this fucking matrix of storylines. You're just recycling the epigene from every generation prior to you. This is your hard stop point. This right now is your hard stop point, okay? There is nothing you need to do to condemn or judge or ridicule anyone in your past, as they're just the start point for your future, which is the opposite of your pain pillars. I've talked about pain pillars before. These words coming up for you right now, you need to acknowledge them. Do you have abandonment? Sadness? Sadness is typically someone left you when you were young. And you're so afraid, it makes you so sad that someone's going to leave you. So you overcompensate. You're over the victim. You're constantly victimized. Oh, look, they're going to leave me. That's sadness. Even abandonment, they go together. Trust, guilt, shame, abandonment, victimhood, being a martyr, all match these pain pillars. You've been recycling so you can avoid looking at them. That's that. I'm talking about that round and round and round, right? That round and round voice that you keep playing these stories in your head. I should have said that. I should have thought this. I wish I was that. Oh my God, I'm better than I'm not better. Oh my God, I'm a loser. Oh my God, I'm pretty. No, I'm not. I'm not successful enough. I've been doing myself. So you can tell me you don't do it. I know you're doing it. Okay. So when you think about these things, right, when you're playing the role of the victim, you're like, but I'm not a victim. I'm not saying the role of being victimized. People have actually been victimized. I'm talking about the role of the victim, because the victim then has an excuse of having to help everybody so that they won't be the victim. And then people let him down. They're like, see, the martyr, the unwanted, the abandoned, the imprisoned. I can't go anywhere. Total bullshit. Insecure. They're playing imprisoned right now. They're bringing up, oh, we're going to lock you down. We're going to burn you again. We're going to go backwards. We're going to go back in time. You all can't see these fucking patterns. These repeating patterns that have been from generations of enslavement. And yet you're all going, can you believe they're doing it? Who's they? You have to look at yourself and go, I'm repeating a thought, a verbal conversation with my shadow beast in my head about shit that doesn't fucking matter, because you won't have to go there if you own it. Okay. So insecurity, that's a big one. It's not yours. No baby is born with these traits. Okay. You were downloaded and then given that blueprint by your parents to see them and make a choice to free yourself. They are you. Okay. And today you are here cutting the past, and it looks very much like a bridal veil. Like, think of a bridal veil. Okay. That's what it looks like right now on the planet. It separates your world from other worlds. Okay. But you can still see through it. Right. So those residing in one earth and those residing in another earth, same earth, different realities. Two earths, old earth, new earth. People who don't want to come with you, who don't want to grow, who want to stay in darkness and fear and despair and watch all the bullshit on the news. I'm not saying shit's not happening. I'm just saying you have to come to this reality you want. And people who don't want to evolve to the next consciousness state of love and collective unity. They want to stay in this world. But nobody believed me. Same world, different realities. You can still see them. They can see you. So it's no different than what I was speaking about earlier, you guys, when you commit to a health or some sort of exercise regimen, okay? It's like kind of like you're going to go out for a run. You've never been running, and you can run at the beginning for a little while, like, wow, moving kind of feels good. And then all of a sudden, right, after you've been running for a little while, at the beginning, you feel pretty good. And then after a while, you start to get exhausted and you burn out, because you didn't train for it and you didn't plan how you're going to run that race. I started running a little bit again. And I don't know if I shared with you guys, but it's like I've been doing 2 miles a day. But for last week, I only did a half a mile of the 2 miles of running. Now this week, I'm on 1 mile of the 2 miles of running. And then next week, I'll be on 1.25 miles. So that's my plan. I didn't go plan out to run 2 miles and beat the shit out of myself. You all are doing that and go, oh, see, it doesn't work. I hate it. And you give up. You're not planning the race. So there are those of you who are on one side of the veil speaking words about running and growing, but not actually planning how to commit to it. So you're here trying to get out there. So it's no different than going back to your old ways, your old traumas, your old toxicity, your old habits, when you didn't plan for the new way. 2 earths, 2 people growing or hanging out in your old pain pillars. You got a choice, my friends. And everybody wants to tell me they're bullshit right now. And I'm telling you, I'm going through it too. And then I have to catch myself. And I say, no, this isn't me. This isn't mine. I don't want that anymore. And if I thought I wanted it, what the fuck was I thinking? No. You've got to listen to your thoughts. So if you are looking outside of yourself and you're judging people and you're pissed off, those are the people on the other side of the veil that don't want to grow with you. What do you give a shit what they do? They're still going to be on this earth. They just won't be part of your reality. So you're a lighthouse that has been in the dark, forgetting that you are light and that light changes dark. And because you think your thoughts are yours, so you must deserve this pain that people are giving you. And that's total bullshit. You are not your generational history of beliefs. And until you see it, Okay, you're going to keep losing yourself in this external chaos. I've been telling you this for 3 years, and you're still in the matrix of control. If that's what you keep watching, go, but look what they told me. Watching it and observing is a totally different thing. But you, by seeing you, are not those beliefs. By seeing that you are free to choose me, what allows me to be free is the higher consciousness choice. I choose no to trauma beliefs. I don't care what the belief is. I don't care what the pattern you're doing. I don't care if you keep doing it 3 more times and one day you go, what am I doing? No, that's the power. Right? And so choosing to make a plan today, I will connect to those I love, or I will connect to myself and love me and leave the space of those who cannot meet me at my truth over their trauma. It doesn't mean you don't love them. You just can't go there anymore. Remember, everything on the planet is burning down as a visual collective thought. Oh, you mean the planet's burning down right now? Everywhere, the entire globe has fires burning everywhere. And you think that's a coincidence to you trying to burn down these thoughts and belief systems and patterns? Give me a break, you guys. I keep trying to tell you this, as above, so below. So as you all say no, it upgrades you with collectively and individually energetic space for yourself. Okay. So I'm going to ask you guys, what is your plan to cut your trauma chain? Because you all have it. You all have a trauma chain and you all play it and you act like you don't. And I've been doing this shit for 40 years. 40 years, 35 years I've been doing this work. I know the work, I've done it. And I'm even going, wow, the mind-blowing bullshit, which is your reality is a holographic image of what you keep repeating. So if you're going to be pissed, you're going to look at the trauma, you're going to bring people in who are traumatized and keep pulling you across the veil into their earth, their reality, that's on you. Someone asked, I'm gonna respond to all your comments, okay, in a minute. Okay. Planetary update real quick, okay, and then I'll go into the list of comments, which are very good, by the way. Mercury retrograde. It's going retrograde on Wednesday. It's already been in retrograde window for the shadow. You have a shadow week beforehand. But Wednesday, tomorrow goes station, so it stops moving tomorrow, and then Wednesday it actually starts turning backwards. Last until its length of time is until September 14th. Okay. Glitches are bound to bind you up. So be prepared, not upset, but to see if you're going to cut the chain to a lack emotion of freedom. Is this thing pausing me, breaking me, communicating? Mercury retrograde symptoms include miscommunications, arguments, scheduling issues, technology mishaps, surprise appearances from people from your past. That's a big one, right? Or memories or thoughts or beliefs from your past that you can't seem like, where did that come from? And it's coming back. Dreams, all that. So you always want to double check. Remember, I told you, for typos and important messages, especially when ex-friends, lovers, and colleagues come around. You can hear them out. I don't believe in bringing back people from the past that you already made peace with. But if they're coming back to show you something, maybe you need to see it. Maybe what you didn't heal and you did now, or maybe you need to heal it now and you didn't want to give it up yet. There might be a chance for you to invite them back in your life, but if it's not, which is typical, it's a great time for you to find closure and truly move on. Okay. But the good news is don't panic, because Mercury's going retrograde in Virgo. And because the bright side is Mercury loves Virgo because it's Virgo sign. Okay. And so even though it's moving backwards, there's still some good vibes going on, right? So during a normal retrograde, you might forget to read the fine print. When you sign a contract, or you might start an important conversation. I'm doing some trademark work right now, and I submitted it and I did not read some of the things, and I did it too quickly, and I had to go back half my day today and fix it. That's a retrograde. Okay. It wasn't negative. It's nothing I can't fix, and I can resubmit it 15 more times. It was just, there you go. Right. So this is another one like that. So again, I want you to understand that retrogrades happen so you can hit the pause button, evaluate your life. Remember, they're not no, they're just slow. And you've likely outgrown different people and areas and beliefs in your life. And now it's time, you guys, for you to move on. Move on from them. Use all of Virgo's energy of analytics and energetic to think critically and tackle issues like in a practical, sensible, planned way. Let's make a plan to be more aware of your matrixed, boxed generational beliefs from the past that no longer serve you physically, mentally, and spiritually. Okay? Because it's happening whether you like it or not. And if you can address that and go, what beliefs am I repeating? And I'm talking about all the bullshit, societal, social norm bullshit as well. All the woke bullshit, all the shit that you've been programmed to go, see, you're a slave. See, you're bad. See, someone won't like you. And in the new earth, it doesn't work that way. You just have to be a good, kind soul. That's the difference. Okay. Monday, I'm going to talk about it on Monday more, but remember I told you we're walking into an 8-planet retrograde season. So we're going to go Monday into one more, which is Uranus, which is going to join this party on August 28th. That's Monday. And again, I'll give you why I'm going to go into detail more on Monday again. But it goes through January 27th. So Uranus is the planet, my friends, of technology, humanity, the collective, this space, astrology, science. So it's retrograde, get ready, and it's already happening, can cause outages because Uranus is going to retrograde in Taurus. So it can cause electrical outages. It's a planet of air, rules Aquarius. So it's bringing gusts and change and storms, glitches, that kind of stuff, technology glitches. It's in Taurus. So some of the energy can like have mishaps or again, big mishaps again within the environment. You're seeing the environment burn with money and buildings. So burning buildings, burning money issues, all this stuff is coming up not to hurt you. Okay. But it's going to reveal itself on a collective level because Uranus is a slow planet. Okay. So it's going to show where we're being disrupted in our natural rhythms and resources, how we can't naturally get these things and get them from an organic base, which is who you are. So remember, it takes Uranus 84 years to go around the entire cycle through the entire zodiac constellations. Okay. So it's super slow. So it's approximately like 7 years per sign going through Taurus. And so it's going to keep pounding on all this tech, earth, and Uranus rules sunburst in and sunburst out. And I've been telling you, this is crickets and chaos energy. So when it goes backwards, it's going to bring you crickets and chaos from the past for us to look at. You're not going to like it. Most of you won't like it. Political stuff from the past, earth stuff from the past, organic stuff from the past, technology stuff from the past, control where Aquarius and Uranus rules freedom. So anything that's trying to control you is coming up from the past, i.e. all this bullshit of saying you're going back under lockdown. It's all coming up to test you and see, are you going to cut the chain? I didn't follow any of that shit when it was the first time. You think I'm going to do it again? That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're being given opportunities to choose you. Not just globally, not just collectively, not just culturally, not just society, but in your own personal one-on-one relationships. That's what this is doing. Okay. So Aquarius and Uranus rule, it governs like the collective consciousness. So the transit is shaping this mass cultural shift of like, burn the shit down. We don't want to be part of that anymore. So the thing about it why I went there, and I just want to remind you guys, is I said I would discuss aliens and the whole alien visit, which I think is hilarious that people even like think that's a thing. But since you're all aliens and you don't even remember, I said I would discuss it this week, but because Uranus rules space and the galactic energy, and it's part of the Uranus energy, I'm going to dig into it a little bit more on Monday. Okay, with Uranus helping us kind of look at it. So FYI, I didn't forget about. So if you want more, let me know. So then, still moving into those 8 planets that are going retrograde, we now have Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Venus, which went retrograde on the 23rd of September. it will go out in September. So Venus is retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde in 2 days. Uranus is on Monday. And then Jupiter is September 4th. And Mars is October 30th. So I'm trying to tell you, into October, we're going into this complete turnaround and going, are you going to sit in this side of the veil or this side of the veil? And that's pretty much all of them. Okay. And so then they're going to start dripping out where Pluto goes out of retrograde in October. And then there's going to be one a month that keeps going, turning back forward energy, then pushing us into 2024. So if there was ever a time to cut the chains of your ancestors and realize you are being given an opportunity to end all suffering from now on, that's what is recycling now. Okay. So these retrograde cycles can be a blessing in disguise, you guys, if you use them to your advantage. These forced timeouts provide a window of time to slow down, review, and refine. And then most of all, you have to remember it's checking all of you on your unbalanced relationships with reset and unravel. And most people, they don't want to let go of relationships because we want to be wanted. We don't want to be abandoned. We don't want to feel like we're alone in this world. And that's not necessary, but you have to start stepping into going, I want to find my tribe and I want to connect with them. And I'm going to ask them, can we connect more? Can we create groups? Can we create social groups? Can we talk? Can we hang out? Can we change the way we live? This is even in your own personal, let's say you are married or you're in a serious relationship. Do you want to have better intimacy instead of sex? That's changing too. I don't mean sex is going out the window. I'm just trying to explain to you, we don't have intimate connections anymore because we went through this Pluto window that was all about just sex. Sex was such a big topic. And I kept telling everybody, when this planet focuses more on hearts instead of parts, we will be in a better place. Yet that's all we do. You quit talking about what's in your heart. You start talking about your heart to someone, you won't be able to stop having sex. You'll be so intimate and connected with them, it will be mind-blowing. But what's happening is you keep going to people and wanting them to address shit that you can't even address yourself. That's what's coming up. So the planet said, don't worry, I'm gonna help you out with that because I know you're avoiding it and I can hear your thoughts. So let me bring it up. That's all that's going on. All right, everybody, right here. Tap into your thymus. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. I am courage, I am love, I am truth. I highly recommend all of you write those words onto a sticky note, get a glass of water, charge your water, put the water on that at night, sleep through it and drink that water every morning. I do it every night. I have way more words than those three, but I would suggest it right now, given that you are water. Okay, they're laughing. Yeah, of course you have way more words. I have like a whole page. I have a whole, 8 by 11 page written all over, and then I folded it in fours, and it's my coaster, and I charge my water every night. Is it perfect? Do I have glitches? Did I have glitches, like I said, all day? I did. And then I got pissed, and then I backed up, and then I said, okay, no big deal. I got other stuff to do anyway. This will settle down, and I went back over there. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Your challenge. What beliefs and paradigms are you holding on that are from generations of lack? What beliefs that you think that you could conquer and you controlled, and if you look back, you could see it was mom or dad or mom and mom's dad and dad and dad. And you can go back and see this thing's been going on forever, and you're the one that's here to cut it. Just write down the beliefs. That's your challenge. So tonight I want you guys to open up the Q&A to what's occurring. What reoccurring thoughts are you having that if you sat with it and you realized it was your mother's or your father's or your father's father's father before that, can you see it's your epigenetic memory and it's not yours? Anybody see that? That's happening? Okay. Anyone want to share some of your reoccurring thoughts that you're having? Let's see what's coming up here. All right, someone says, what happens when you blow it all up? That's the best part. You start from scratch. right? That's the best part when someone blows it all up. When you blow up your life, right? When you blow something up and you blow up your life and it goes just completely level, that means you were literally starting a new life. And the question is, what do you want? Someone else says, how do we clear the voices? You don't clear the voice. You tell the voice, that's not who I am. And you go pick who you are. You go pick who you want to be. The problem is we're all focusing on what we don't want. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not capable enough. I'm not enough of what? I'm not successful enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have the ability to get up and move. I don't have the ability to get up and walk out the door. I'm not enough for my children. I'm not enough for my spouse, my parents. I didn't give them, they're not giving me what I need. No one can give you what you need if you don't know what you need yourself. Okay? So you're going to the wrong people to ask them to talk to you about your own needs. Because you're asking people who don't want to go to New Earth. And a lot of you don't realize you've been hanging out with a tribe of people that some of them are coming with you and some of them aren't. You can still see them. You can still see them living down the street or going to that job or driving past you one day, but you will not engage with them anymore because it's not part of this reality. I'm having a reoccurring argument with my spouse about an adult kid issue. Okay, so whatever that issue is, can you clean that issue up to one of the pain biller topics and see, is it an issue you're having in your head about your mind with your spouse about a kid issue that actually is just a topic that you need to cut? What's the kid issue? That you want to control them? Is that the topic that you want to control? So think about it from that perspective. So what is the topic? Because see how we're dancing around. We're like, what's kind of this? I want that. It's kind of that. This is what I'm trying to share with you, my friends. This is where you have to open up and understand everything you're looking at. You don't realize you are all aliens. You are all from multiple galaxies, from multiple, you have been programmed to live in this tiny little freaking box of reality. And now all of a sudden you want something else. And they're saying, no, you can't have something else, because if you do, you won't be part of that. So what I'm trying to share with you is everything you've been taught, you're going to be pissed off if you don't open up to go, okay, cool. That's what they believed. I don't want to believe that anymore. What do you want? Emotionally, do you want to feel free? So I was accused of being angry versus laughing at a contradiction. Okay. And so if you're being accused of being angry, maybe someone else is angry and you don't have to fix their angry. That's what I'm saying. They'll come with you to where you are when they're ready. So when someone's telling you, don't do that, don't do that. That's because this person over here in this, let's call it the pain, the fear, the anger, the pissed off, they don't want to come over here to your happy place. I hear this a lot. I ask people, what do you want? They go, I just want to be happy. What is happy? Okay, what is happy to you? Right? Because if you're not really clear about that, happy is just a word. But what is happy? Is it being free? Is it traveling? Is it the ability to speak your truth without being judged? Is it the ability to just be and not care about anybody when the shit's going down? Is it the ability to shut the rest of the world? I don't know what makes you happy, because that's what people keep telling. I want to be happy. What is that? Because for so long, epigenetics has told you this is what's happy. And if you don't do that, you're going to suffer and you're going to be enslaved and you're never going to be okay. Does that make sense? Everybody has a different destination of happy. Absolutely. And so what I want you guys to understand is that, let's see, this question, I just need you guys to understand is that everything that's playing in your reality is in your head. So if you're watching shitty things, it's because there's shitty thoughts going on in your head. If you're watching the news and all this bullshit, you still haven't listened to me for all the last 3 years of calling out the digital wizards and the TV wizards as we call them. The Wizard of Oz, let me tell you how it is. And then you pull back the curtain. It's not really that way. You can dig or don't dig, but if you don't want to see the truth of who you are and where you want to live and how you want to live, it's going to be very hard to let people go, because we don't want to call ourselves out. We want to look at the things in our reality. It doesn't work that way. Someone's saying here, so in simple terms, we're not the darkness we believe. No, you're not the darkness you believe. You're the observer, and you must decide to see the darkness, but not absorb it or live in it ever again. So someone was asking earlier, how do we clear the voices? Right? You look at it and go, wow, that's kind of dark. That's kind of a dark thought. That's kind of a really, destructive, traumatic belief that you're holding on to. Observe it. Don't decide to become it and then absorb it. You're just going, okay, no, going to make a change from that one. That's how basic this thing gets. So yes, you are not the darkness that you believe. You were just taught that darkness from these generations. Someone's asking, yes, you're being heard, Dan. I hear you. What did you blow up? So someone's saying, I blew it up, and I'm not quite sure what you blew up. Your life, right? And the point being is that you have to own that as well. If you don't like the life you've blown up, or do you like the life that you blew up, what are you going to become from it? That's the cool part. Someone's asking, all your bad habits are your chain, right? Yes, but I want you to okay, let's hear this question. It's a good question. All your bad habits are your chain that you've brought in. They're saying, is this your epigenetic chain? Is this your genes of memories and emotions, right? It is, but remember, habits aren't good or bad, okay? They're simply your consciousness of the ones that you want. You have to be conscious of what you want to keep in a trauma loop in your mind that keeps replaying, or are they habits and people you want to cut out, or are there good habits that you want to keep? Okay. Does that make sense? Okay, so someone says, yes, blew up everything. Now I'm moving to the courtyard. That's okay too. That actually sounds amazing to me. You blow up your house? You're talking in, let's have a session. That sounds good, because I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Okay. Next question is, everyone has, let's see. No, that's it. Okay, so that's it, guys. That all made sense. Okay, so does that make sense to you? You're not your thoughts, in a sense of the dark thoughts that keep playing, that keep you small and lack and insecure. Okay, you're not that. You are not these small thoughts. You are not these negativity. You are not the one telling you you're not pretty, you're not handsome, you're not successful, you're not talented. I mean, I've seen people, I literally look at people, I'm like, God, you blow my mind with your talent. And they think something's wrong with them. Those are the thoughts. Oh, but I was told I'm not enough. I shouldn't do this. This is a bad choice. Make the choice anyway, because those thoughts aren't yours, and they weren't your mom's, and they weren't your mom's moms. So we're going to talk about aliens, because my point is you're all coming from this energy of you're from one family and that family, and then when you die and then you never come back and you go to some place, and this is an old cyclical bullshit story. You are from multiple energies, from multiple lifetimes, from multiple galaxies of life. You are an energy of frequency. You just chose to come to the earth plane for a while. And then you're all taking it so serious and personal. Don't get me wrong, I've done it too. Okay? I've done it too. And we have to stop holding on to the fact that it's nobody's fault. I'm not telling you to give up your families. I'm not telling you to cut out your families. I'm telling you to spend less time on the side of the veil that you don't want. the victim, the pain pillars, the abandonment, the shame, the guilt, all that stuff they keep guilting you into, shaming you, making you feel like a victim when they're the ones, performing the poor behavior, and you're feeling bad about it. That's called codependent. You need to own it. So get over here and let them pass through the veil on their own. Husbands, friends, spouses, family, it doesn't matter. But you being an asshole isn't the way. That's not the new earth. Cool? Okay. All right, guys. Again, no more questions. Anybody have questions in the Q&A or the chat? I had thrown it at you. You guys are happy. I'm happy to answer anything outside of this. All right. It's a big, powerful, energetic time on Earth. And I know it's really hard for you because you're using your eyeballs to look outside of you and go, this is what's happening. That's not what's happening. What you're seeing is our brains are creating a collective consciousness of shifting the entire Earth plane to a different, higher frequency of reality. Some people will not leave. Some people have already left and said, just not interested. And they're sitting in the same Earth plane in different realities of living. I don't look at the same reality a lot of people are looking at. And it doesn't make their reality wrong. So this is where you're all at. It's an intense, it's a retrogrades. They're pulling you to look backwards. I'm telling you, don't look backward to stay there. Cut the chain and move forward. Cool? That's where we're going. Remember, if you are in the I Deserve It, you're in the Zoom or you've signed up or you haven't signed up for it, just re-sign up. Go onto my website, ideserveitnow.com, and just tap Truth Tribe. It's like the first button you slide onto, and get yourself registered, just because it opens up the Daisy page for you on my website. Up the dashboard, all the pages are there. You can tap in. And I want you guys to start putting in requests on the Daisy wall or Instagram Messenger, one or the other, where you follow me, for topics that you'd like mini master courses on, because I'm going to open up to just kind of, I'm going to start doing live courses, mini courses on topics that I think would be fun to talk about. And they're going to be ad-libbed and they're going to be open, but they'll be private only because I want you guys to be able to have these conversations about things that you're trying to make it about what you see. And it has nothing to do with what you see. It has to do with everything about what you feel. And are you considering the thoughts that are not yours? Okay. So we've got to push past all this. It's going to be okay. You're just going to have to be okay with slow, not no. All right. So anyway, go tap onto Daisy for updates. Remember, I'm in there. I post some stuff. I put a new, I'm going to start putting some of my new apparel in there, and then I'll share it out with you and we'll go from there. But remember, if you don't have the Warrior Pass, you have access to everything, all my courses, everything I talked about on this Truth Tribe. If you just upgrade to Warrior Pass, you can have everything. It's all there. All right. So I love you all, you guys. I will see you on Monday. We will talk about aliens. If there's something else you want to talk about, you just let me know, but it's not going to only be about aliens, because I find that topic so funny that people are still bamboozled. The fact that we're not living with other, dimensions of time and space already here, but we'll go there. So I love you all. You guys have a great night, brightest blessings, and I'll see you on Monday. You guys have a good night.